Hello? Anybody there? Oh, gonna wait just a second. Hey, Kelly. Hi. We're gonna give it just a minute to let people show up. If you have a block, if you have a blanket, if you have a strap, grab that. If you don't have those things, don't worry. But you might want to grab a towel or a blanket for your knees. So at any point, if if you have discomfort in your knees and you need a little extra padding, you've got it right there. So while you've got a moment, you can do that. Na, na, na. Not awkward. I'm gonna give it to 6:02. Water's good too, if you want to take a sip. Do the best you can. She might want to join you. Jennifer, hi! We're gonna give it just a second to let some people show up. Instead of like hard at 6, we'll give everybody a moment. Jennifer, I was telling the others that if you need to grab your, like if you've got blocks, strap, blanket, if you need blanket for extra padding for your knees, just take the second right now because we are going to wait just a moment to let people log in. And if you don't need it, then you're fine. You're all set. Okay. We're almost there. Okay. Let's get this started. Level 1 class. We're not going to go too crazy. If you are an experienced practitioner, you're more than welcome to add in vinyasas at any point. Basically, whenever we're transitioning back to down dog, you can add the vinyasa in. If you're an inexperienced practitioner and you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. Just follow what I'm asking you to do. And I'm going to try to give some modifications for everybody as much as I can think of them. It's a little bit harder when I don't have you to look at, so I can't respond to you, but we're going to make the best of it. And again, it's free, so whatever. All right, level 1 class. I also have my producer over off camera, Brian Brooks, calling him out. Next episode will be why Courtney's single. But we're all going to go ahead and start in child's pose. So to do that, we're going to sit on our shins. We're going to bring our big toes together, and we're going to bring our knees as wide as our mat. And I'm going to give you modifications in a minute. Right now, by the way, happy Humpback Whale Day. Right now, if it's uncomfortable to have your knees this wide, bring them closer together. Otherwise, you're just going to start to fall forward, and you're going to bring your forehead to the mat. I'm going to ask you to start with your arms forward. So just take a few breaths here. And we're going to take this opportunity to change gears from whatever we were doing before, from wherever we were just a moment ago. So just go ahead and inhale slowly through the nose. Exhale slowly back out the nose. And I'm going to keep my head lifted so you have better audio than my face against the mat. But I prefer your face against the mat. Inhale through the nose. Exhale back out. Good, now go ahead, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, last one, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Good. Go ahead and just stretch yourself out as long as you possibly can here. So really walking your hands away from you and pulling your belly button in. I want you to look up. So we're all going to look up, and we're going to walk our hands off the left side of the mat. And I want you to walk your hands as far away from you as you possibly can while still keeping your shoulders sliding down the back. Now you can keep your head up here. If your forehead comes to the mat, that's great, but don't feel that it's a requirement. See how far you can walk away. So we're getting a big side stretch. If you do not want to lie on your knees like this anymore, you can go ahead and get on your back and hug your knees towards you. Bring your arms up overhead and stretch them out to the side. Good. And now we're going to go ahead and relax. We're going to walk our hands back through center. Find that length once more. And then you're going to walk both hands off the right side as far as you can. Or mine's limited because there's a wall right here. But we're going to pretend it's as far as I can go. Remember, those shoulders are sliding down the back, so they're not hunching up into your ears. Good. And then go ahead and walk your hands back to center once more. Go ahead and walk your fingertips so far away that just your fingertips are on the mat, that your wrists and your elbows have to come up off the mat. You're going to wrap your triceps in towards each other, slide the shoulders down your back, pull your belly button in, press into your fingertips, and see how active and long you can make yourself right here. Good. And then go ahead and relax the arms. We're going to take our right arm and we're going to slide it underneath the left and let our right temple, right ear come down to the mat. And you can keep your arm long before you, or you can let your hand, the back of your left hand, rest on your right hip. But just getting a gentle stretch through the back of the shoulder here. And then if that hand is on your hip, you're going to bring that hand back forward, help it to push you back up off the mat. Slide that right arm out from underneath, bring the right arm forward. You're going to take that left arm now and slide it underneath the right. So same thing, left shoulder, left temple, left ear on the mat. You have that option of bringing that right hand to your left hip here. And again, if there's pain in being on your knees like this at any point, please come off your knees. And then go ahead and bring that right hand off, bring that hand forward, start to push yourself back up. You're going to start to come up off of your heels, so you're not sitting on your heels anymore. You're going to bring your knees directly beneath your hips, and your ankles are going to keep your hips above the knees as you walk your hands all the way forward, and go ahead and let your chest come down to the mat. You can either bring your chin or your forehead to the mat, wherever you're at. Good. Then go ahead and start to slide the hands back towards you. You're going to push yourself back up to tabletop. So that's shoulders over elbows over wrists. So we still have that hip over knee alignment. We're going to do a few rounds of cat-cow, and this is going to begin to connect the breath and the movement. So as I always say, this is what makes it yoga and not calisthenics. So your shoulders over elbows over wrists, and I want your fingers splayed out. So it doesn't matter if they're turned a little bit. I'm not as worried about that, but I want the fingers spread out and you're pressing all the knuckles really flat into the mat. And you have a neutral spine. So it's not a neutral spine, it's not a neutral spine, it's a neutral spine. Okay? Shoulders away from the ears. You're going to look forward. Go ahead and inhale, drop your belly, lift the seat bones, lift the chin. Keep the shoulders moving away from the ears. So big, big back bend. And then you're going to exhale. You're going to tuck the tailbone, pull the belly button towards the spine, and bring the chin towards the chest and really push the mat away. Good. Inhale. Again, drop the belly, lift the seat bones, lift the chin. And then exhale, push the mat away. Push, push, push. One more time. Inhale, 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 inhale. Big breath in. And then exhale, you're going to push the mat away. Really tuck that chin towards the chest and feel that stretch between the shoulder blades, behind the neck. Good, and then come back down to neutral. We're going to bird dog it. So you're going to extend your right leg behind you. And then you're going to extend your left arm before you. So go ahead and take a moment to find your balance. If you need to bring your left knee and your right hand a little bit wider, do that. We got time. We're all on lockdown, so we might as well do this. All right, inhale, look forward, get nice and long, reaching as long as you can from your left hand to your right toes. And then as you exhale, you're going to tuck your right knee and your left elbow together. And then you're going to inhale, reach. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, reach. Stay as you are. I have to turn so you guys can see me. So we're reaching. Get here. Hi. And then we're going to go ahead and exhale. Bring the left arm to the left and the right leg to the right. Inhale, reach. Exhale to the side. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale to the side. Inhale, reach. Go ahead and bring that left hand down. Go ahead and bring the right knee down. Perfect. Let's do one more cat-cow here. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, push the mat away. Come back to neutral. So opposite side, we're going to extend the left leg. Good. And then extend the right arm. Excellent. Get nice and long here. How long can you make yourself? Take a big breath in as you look forward. Exhale, tuck the knee and the elbow. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, reach. You know what's coming. Exhale to the side. Inhale, reach. Exhale to the side. Turn those toes too. Inhale, reach. Exhale to the side. Ah. Inhale, reach. Bring that right hand down. Bring that left knee down. Another cat-cow here. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to neutral. You're going to walk your hands slightly forward of your shoulders. You're going to curl your toes under, and you're going to press your hips up and back into down dog. So this could be your first down dog today. This could be your first down dog ever. So what we're going to do is we're going to press all of our knuckles flat into the mat. Good. You're going to press your chest back towards your knees. So a lot of people have a tendency to kind of find themselves here. I want you to think about pulling your butt up and back, bringing your chest towards your knees. And you know what? If you got to bend your knees, bend them. Because I'm going to ask you to do that in a second anyhow. All right, so press into the palms. Good. Now we're all bending our knees. You don't have a choice. I mean, you do, but I prefer you do this with me. Bending both knees, you're going to lift the seat bone. And see how I have a really straight line from my wrist to my shoulder to my hips? That's what we're looking for. And then you're going to go ahead and straighten your right leg, but keep the left knee bent. Now resist the urge to kind of cock the hips funny here. Try to keep the hips level and square. Keep pressing the heel down, and you're looking to bring that ankle dead center to get in the tightest part of the calf there. Good. Bend both knees. Lift the seat bones. Drop the left ankle. Again, keep those hips level. Keep the shoulders moving away from the ears. Oh yeah, relax. Good. Bend both knees. Lift the seat bones. Now we're going to drop both heels down. If your heels do not touch the mat, totally cool. Mine don't. They very rarely touch the mat. So I wouldn't say you're in good company, but you're in company with me. So there we go. All right. We're going to start to walk our hands back towards our feet, finding ourselves in a forward folding bend at the back of the mat. Coughing through allergies. Go ahead and just relax here for a second. And you can go ahead and sway side to side if you want. Or you can grab opposite elbows, or you can just be still, whatever you want. But just be kind to yourself. Good. All right. Now you're going to go ahead and bring your big toes together, your heels apart or together, depending upon what feels right for you. And I want you to bend both knees once more. So you're bringing your chest onto the top of your thighs. And you're going to wrap your arms around behind you and grab opposite elbows. Now to start, make yourself as long as you can from your tailbone to the top of your head. So really let that head drop. Let the shoulders slide up the back away from the ears. And then you're going to lift the seat bones while you're hugging your knees. So this isn't jam the knees back. This is lifting the seat bones, letting the crown of the head move towards the toes. And if you get a little bit of a shake, perfect. That means you're activating your muscles and getting them nice and warm. Good. Go ahead and relax. You can let the arms hang, shake the head out. You can bring your feet about hips width apart, which is 2 fists. Not hips width apart, hips width apart. So 2 fists between the hands. Good. You're going to grab your big toes with your peace fingers and your thumb. If you need to bend your knees to reach there, bend your knees to reach there. I would rather see a bent arm and a bent leg than a bent back. So we're grabbing our big toes, we're letting our head drop, so it's a lot like what we just did, but a little bit different. And we're going to start to lift the seat bones, and you're going to gently pull yourself down, turning so you guys can see better. Kind of bring your elbows out, and you're gently guiding yourself down. I stress gently. Don't get sassy with the hamstrings. They get sassy back. Good, relax, look forward. One more to try. We're going to do Padahastasana. So we're going to slide our hands underneath our feet. Again, bend the knees if you need to bend your knees to get there, but you're going to stand on your hands, or at least think about trying this. Knees are bent, let the head drop, lift the seat bones. Good, so don't press the knees back. Excellent. And then you're going to go ahead and start to pull those hands out from underneath the feet. It's already gotten weird, I know. Go ahead and walk yourself forward to down dog and press back into your down dog. And so when we're here, if you want to kind of rock side to side, if you want to kind of roll the shoulders out, nod the head yes, shake it out no. We're positive, so we go back to yes. Good. Keep pressing the palms into the mat. Excellent. Now a little tip here. If you find that all the weight is in your hands, go ahead and walk your feet in a little bit closer because it should be evenly distributed between your hands and feet. All right, take a big breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to peel ourselves forward into plank pose. So again, shoulders over, elbows over wrists. We're pushing our heels away and we're pulling in our belly. Go ahead and bring your knees down to the mat. You're going to look forward. And again, I'm trying to show you. You're going to wrap your triceps in so the eyes of your elbows are facing forward, and you're very slowly going to lower yourself all the way down onto your belly. Good. So I'm coming back here so you guys can see. All the way down. All right, so our legs are long. You're going to uncurl your feet so you're flat on the tops of the feet, and bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And I want you to roll your shoulders back, and so it's like you're driving your elbows back towards your hips, pressing into your hips, pressing into your toes, pressing into your hands. As you roll the shoulders back, you're going to lift your forehead up off the mat. And then exhale all the way down. Good, walk those hands back by your ribs. So walking them back a little bit. Roll the shoulders back. Press yourself up. Good, keeping the hips on the mat. And resisting the urge to lift with your chin. Good. Come all the way back down. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Roll the shoulders back. Start to push yourself up. Now can you lift your hands up off the mat? Upper. Good. Come all the way down. You're going to press yourself back up to plank on knees. Curl the toes under. Press the hips up and back to down dog. Take a big old breath in through the nose. And then as you exhale, you can walk your feet forward towards your hands at the front of the mat. And again, you can let your arms hang. So now you have the opportunity to come out of the shoulders again. So you have those choices. You can paint the mat with your fingers. You can grab opposite elbows. You just let your arms hang. Kind of find what feels right and natural to you. And then you're going to put a slight bend in the knees. We're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow. Roll the shoulders back. So we're going to keep going. I'm going to turn towards you so you can see better for this one. So again, you're going to notice I do this a lot. I'm going to ask you to stay where you are, and I'm going to move so you can see. Just trying to make life easier for you. So you're at the top of the mat. So it's going to be the first third of the mat up here. So we have some place to bring our hands to. And I want you to bring your big toes together. And your heels are going to be apart or together depending upon what feels right for you. Good. Arms at your sides, shoulders down your back, nice and tall. Good. Lift the chin, shoulders slide down as the sternum lifts when you inhale. From here, we're going to inhale the arms up and overhead. You can't see this part. You're going to grab your left wrist with your right hand, and you're going to gently guide yourself over to the right hand side. Now try to ground evenly through both feet. Let the shoulders slide down the back. So it's not as far as you can force yourself over. We're really trying to find length as we bend over. Option to rotate your right armpit up towards the ceiling. And if it suddenly becomes difficult to breathe, you know you're doing it right. Inhale back up to center. Left hand, right wrist, drag yourself over to the left-hand side. Good, so again, grounded evenly through the feet, the hips are even, we're long, so we're over and out. Nice, and then option to rotate that left armpit towards the ceiling. Good. And back up to center. We're gonna exhale down to a forward folding bend, so you can either pray down or you can swan dive down, whatever your choice, but you're gonna find yourself back in a forward folding bend. If your hands don't touch the mat, totally appropriate and suitable to bring your hands to your shins. It's also totally appropriate and suitable to bend your knees. Good, because we can work towards that. From here, you're gonna inhale, look forward, flat back. So either bent knees, straight legs, or hands on shins. And then as we exhale, we're gonna plant the hands, step back to down dog. Our old friend down dog. You didn't realize how much you were gonna get in your shoulders today, did ya? Good, slowly bend your knees. You're gonna bring your knees to the mat to come back into tabletop. And then you're gonna step your right foot forward and come up to standing on the left knee. So to start, we're not digging deep into it. We're just kind of starting up and high, and we're gonna work our way into the lunge. So our right knee is above our right ankle, and our left hip is relatively above our left knee. You can keep the back toes curled under, or the foot can be flat, your choice. All right? You're gonna bring your hands to your hips, gently pull the belly in and get really tall here, let the shoulders slide down the back, and then you're gonna go ahead and sink into the lunge. Good, keep drawing in the lower belly, and when you do that, you're gonna notice a really big stretch through the front of the left hip here. And then your option is to bring the arms up and overhead. And if you want a little bit of a back bend, you can go for that, not required. But I want you to find a place of challenge, not a place of pain. If anything feels sharp, back off. Good. Take a big breath in. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. We're gonna step that right knee back to meet the left. Opposite side, bilateral is what we are. So step that left foot forward, coming up to standing on the right knee. So again, toes can be curled under or flat. One isn't better than the other, it's just your preference. Hands to the hips, draw the ribs in, knitting them in, get nice and tall. And then as you exhale, you're gonna slide the hips down and forward into the lunge. Good. Keep drawing in the lower belly. Option to lift the arms up overhead. Also optional to find that back bend if you want it. Find a place where you can still breathe slowly and fluidly. If it becomes ragged, that is your body telling you need to back off a little bit. Good, hands come down to the mat. Step back, both knees meet. Good, curl the toes under, press up and back into down dog. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale, walk the feet forward towards the hands. It could be 1 step, it could be 10 steps. However you get to the top of the mat. Good, so we're in our forward folding bend at the top of the mat. We're gonna inhale, look forward. Exhale, pull the belly button in as you bow. Now inhale, you can reverse swan dive, or you can bring your hands to your hips and come all the way up to standing. Good. Let's continue. So bringing the big toes back together if they got separated. Arms up and overhead, big inhale, big inhale, big inhale. Exhale, swan dive or pray all the way down, forward folding bend. Inhale, you're gonna look forward with the flat back. This time we're gonna step the right leg back into a lunge. Good, go ahead and bring the right knee down. So the lunge that we just did, we're going to sweep through the entire lunge. So from here, either hands on hips, or you can bring your arms all the way up. Good, exhale all the way down. Go ahead and bring the right knee to meet the left. Take a big inhale in cat-cow. Exhale in cat-cow. Come back to neutral. Press your hips up and back. Good. From here, you're going to go ahead and step the right foot forward now into a lunge. Bring the left knee down. Same thing, we're going to sweep all the way through our lunge. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, all the way down. We're gonna bring the left foot forward to meet the right. 1, 2, 3, or 10 steps, however you gotta get there. But you're gonna bring that knee off first. That usually helps. Bring your weight into your right leg and step that left foot forward to meet the right. Good. Inhale, look forward, flat back. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, pull the belly button in and down. Inhale, reverse swan dive, up, up, up. We're gonna go right back into it. Exhale, all the way down. That forward folding bend. Inhale, look forward, flat back. Exhale, step the left leg back this time. Bring the left knee down to the mat and sweep all the way up into your lunge. Exhale, all the way down. Right knee meets the left. We're going to do one round of cat-cow here. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the seat bones, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, push the mat away. Come back to neutral. Press back to down dog. Our old friend down dog. Step that left foot forward, right knee down. Here we go. Lunge all the way through. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, hands come all the way down. Those right toes are curled under. We're going to bring the right knee off the mat. However many steps it takes, we're going to step the right foot forward to meet the left. Good. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bow. Let's come all the way up and reverse swan dive as we inhale, reaching all the way up. We're going to exhale all the way back down and through it. So a little side note, you don't have to inhale exactly when I say inhale and exhale. Breathe how you need to breathe, but just try to keep it fluid. Good. Inhale, look forward. And then exhale, you're going to step the right foot back. You're going to bring the right knee down, and you're going to come up into the lunge. Now we're going to change it. So we are in our lunge. We're going to drop our left arm to our left side. Now you can do this without a block and reach the right arm over for a stretch. You can either touch the mat here. If you have a block, if you have a pillow, if you have a book, you can bring your hand onto this block and reach over for your big stretch. Hopefully you guys can see that. Good. Bring both arms up. Exhale, hands come down. Good. Step that right foot forward to meet the left. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bow. Inhale, let's reverse swan dive, up, up, up. Let's go right back down into it. Exhale, swan dive or pray, all the way back down, forward folding bend. Inhale, look forward, flat back. Exhale, step the left leg back this time. Bring the left knee down, come all the way up into your lunge. So again, you have that option. If you have a book or a block or a pillow, you can bring that right hand down to that block and reach the left arm over for a big side stretch. You can even bring that right hand all the way down. It's up to you. But really feel that big side stretch. Keep those shoulders moving down your back. Try not to shrug your shoulders. Relax the face. Scowls don't get you through it. Inhale all the way back up. Hands come down. You're going to press that knee up off the mat. Step that left foot forward to meet the right. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bow. Reverse swan dive all the way up. Good. Bring the hands together. Exhale, close through heart center. So we're doing a flow. We're getting there. We're just not doing a lot of vinyasas. All right. Let's continue. So you're going to have your big toes together. Heels are powered together. For guys, for about where we're about to go, if you need to bring your feet a little bit wider because of anatomy, you'll see what I mean in a second. You're totally welcome to do that. If you need, for ladies too, just better balance, if you want to bring your feet wider, go ahead and do that. But we're going to go ahead and sit back. So we're going to bend our knees and sit back. And I like to scrape the mat so I know I got nice and low into my chair pose. Good, so you're dumping all the weight into your heels. So you're really sitting back, you're lifting your chest, and you're trying to bring your biceps back by your ears. So keep sitting here. It's like peeing in a portalette. You're just hovering for dear life. Good. And then you're going to exhale, bow forward. Good job. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend your knees, bring your hands to the mat. Step all the way back to down dog. Now we're going to go through a warrior series. What is a warrior series, you ask? You'll see in a second. Step your right foot forward towards your right hand. Now, sometimes your leg maybe comes here. You can grab that leg and bring it up further. So you might have more range, it's just you're not able to pull it with your hip flexors all the way up to you want it. So if you're all the way back here, it's totally okay to grab that foot and bring it forward. Good. Turn the back foot flat. So you're looking for the toes to be at a 45-degree angle, not a 90-degree angle. And you're lining up your right heel with your left heel. You can go a little bit wider too if you want to, but I don't want you on a balance beam. All right. Go ahead and come all the way up to standing. We're going to straighten this leg for now as we watch the yoga teacher fall over. Okay, so right toes are pointing forward, left toes are at an angle. I want you to press into your left foot and pull your right hip back. So you're squaring off your hips as much as you effectively can with the front edge of your mat, all right? You're going to knit the ribs in, bring your arms up and overhead, shoulders down the back, bend your knees, sink into the lunge. Keep pulling that right hip back. Keep pushing the left hip forward. This is warrior one. Good. Take a big breath in. Exhale. We're going to bring the right arm forward, the left arm back, warrior two. Now I like to heel toe my right foot. So the arch of my right foot lines up with my now perpendicular left foot. You're lining up your hips, your ribs, your shoulders with the long edge of your mat. Now everybody shrug your shoulders. Now push them down. You want to feel that in your neck, that nice long neck, and then turn your gaze over your front right hand. Now if you're type A, you might be reaching forward, try to pull yourself back. If you're type B, you might be pulling back. Try to pull yourself forward. We're going to be nice and center. Good. And if you don't have a mirror, I know it's hard to do, but do your best. Your right leg is probably talking, which means we're going to stay here longer. So left hand comes to the left thigh, flip the right palm over, bring the right arm up and back. We're coming into reverse warrior. Now, the left hand is not meant for you to dump your weight into imbalance. It's there as a guide. And since I can't see you, I can't call you out. But go like this. Good. Now I know you're not doing it. Come back up, warrior two. Keep sinking into the lunge. Right elbow, right knee. Good. So again, we're not dumping our weight. We're keeping nice and strong. That left arm, we're going to sweep forward and bring the left arm by the left ear. Now pull your right hip back and under you and keep extending. And if it doesn't make sense in your body right now, don't sweat it. It will eventually make sense. It's a really weird moment when it happens, like all of a sudden you understand the language, but it happens. Warrior two. Ah, come out of that leg. Yay! Bring the hands down to the mat. Step back, down dog. Good. I'm going to turn so I can see you guys better and not talk too well, but you guys stay where you are. Take a breath in. Exhale, step that left foot forward towards the left hand. Turn that back foot flat. Make sure that you are on a left and a right railroad track, not a balance beam. Come all the way up to standing. Good. Same. So we're going to go ahead and pull that left hip back. We have a straight left leg for now because I'm being nice. Push the right hip forward, don't forget it. Shoulders down the back, arms up and overhead, bend the knees, sink. Good, so keep pressing that left hip forward. Make sure that the outer edge of the right foot is on the mat. So you're not curling up off the mat like that, but you're pressing through the whole foot. And if that means you're up a little bit higher, it means you're up a little bit higher. Good. I want to meet you where you are, not where you think you're supposed to be. Good, shoulders down the back, soft face, big breath in. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. So other side. So again, I'm going to walk that left foot so that my left heel lines up with my right arch. So go ahead and take a moment. Check, are you center or are you going too far forward? Are you going too far back? Find your center. Shoulders down the back. Turn the gaze over the left hand. Good. So keep sinking into it. Stay strong, stay tall. Right hand comes to the right leg, left hand flips over. Reach that left hand over and back. So again, you can just kind of do whatever you want with your right hand. You can shake it out and give me the finger, whatever. It's all good. I amuse myself, I do. Brian's not amused, I'm amused. Come back up, warrior two. Left elbow, left knee. Pull that hip back. Good. Sweep that right arm forward to bring the right bicep by the right ear. So again, we're not dumping into that left shoulder, we're staying strong and long. Sink into that lunge. If you need to back off a little bit, back off, but come back into it. Good. And then we're going to inhale, pull ourselves up. Hands come down to the mat. Step back, down dog. Turning around for you guys. All right, take a big breath in. Exhale out. We got another one. Step the right foot forward. Turn the left foot flat. This time we're going straight into the right heel, lining up with the left arch. Good, come up to standing. Turn towards the long edge of your mat. So again, we've got these perpendicular feet. We're lining up our hips and our ribs and our shoulders with the long edge of the mat. Arms out wide. Good. Start to pull your right hip back in space and reach forward with the right arm. So first, find a lot of length here. Now you can bring your hand to your shin. You can bring your hand to a block, or you can bring your hand down to the mat, or grab your big toe. I'm going to go for the shin. Bring the left arm up. Good. So here, you're trying to not collapse in your right side. Think about lengthening the right side. So that means the right hip keeps pulling back. And if you need to put weight into that right hand on your shin to feel that you're safe enough to extend like that, please do so. Just resist the urge to put your hands on your knees. You already take enough abuse. Good. Go ahead and bring that left hand down. You're going to bend the right knee. We're going to step that left foot in a little bit, about 3/4 distance. Now that left foot, the toes are at a 45-degree angle again. You're going to pull your right hip back, push your left hip forward, look forward, inhale, exhale. Hands can either be on your shin, fold over it. You can have that block nearby, fold over it, fingertips on the mat. What I ultimately want to see, whether this right leg is straight or not, is you letting the head drop and relax while you're pulling the right hip back and pushing the left hip forward, effectively squaring them off. So if that means a bent knee, it means a bent knee. And besides, you're at home, nobody can see you, so why do you care? Good. Just do what feels right. Good. Inhale, look forward. Keep that right knee bent. Bring both hands down to the mat. We're going to step back to our good friend, the down dog. Good. Go ahead and roll the shoulders out. Shake that head. And we're going to do the opposite side. So we're going to step the left foot forward. I'm changing sides so you can see, or so I can see. Good. And then we're going to turn that back foot flat. So the right foot is flat. The left heel lines up with the right arch, coming up to standing. That's with your yoga pants. Go ahead and line up your hips, your ribs, and your shoulders with the long edge of the mat. Arms out. Pull your left hip back. Reach forward with your left arm. Find the length first. And then you're going to either bring that hand down to that shin, to the block, or to the floor, or to your big toe, and reach up with your right arm. So wherever you are in your practice, and everybody's someplace different because we're all different, find what is suitable for you. But keep thinking about creating length through that left side as well as the right side. So we really like to curl in, but find length there. Good. Excellent. Go ahead and bring that right hand down to the mat, bend the left knee, walk that back foot in, about 3/4 distance. So, we've got that heel alignment with a 45-degree angle in our right foot. And that left leg can be straight or bent. You're going to inhale, get nice and long. Exhale, bow over that left leg. Remember, hands can be on your shin, on the mat, or on a block. Left knee can be bent. But think about pulling your left hip back and pushing through your right foot to guide the right hip forward. This is called pyramid pose, by the way. And that one before, I don't know if I said it, but that's triangle. Sorry. Did I say it before? Nope. Yeah. I'm sure one of you out there corrected me, which I appreciate. I just wish I could hear you. Good, and then go ahead and inhale, look forward, bend that knee, bring the hands down to the mat, step back to down dog. Good. We're almost there. Okay. From here, you're going to bring your knees down to the mat. Go ahead and step your right foot forward. Good, come up to standing. All right. Toes can be curled under or flat. We're going to come into a lunge and then a half split and then gate pose and reverse gate pose. So this is familiar territory. We've been here a lot during this class. So hands on the hips, You're going to sink down into your lunge here. Option to have the arms up and overhead. Okay, so just kind of getting that good muscle memory there. Take a big breath in. Exhale as the hands come down to the mat. You're going to straighten your right leg, and I want you to flex your right foot. And so the left hip is going to remain above the left knee, and so sometimes that means you got to kind of pick up that right leg and slide it forward. And hands can either be on either side of your leg. Again, if you've got those blocks or if you've got books, you can place your hands on them, and you're going to inhale, get nice and long, and then exhale out over that right leg, but keep that right foot flexed. So this is called Ardha Hanumanasana, or half. Good. If you want to go ahead and point that right foot, you can do that. Just feel the difference in it. And then start to come up. You can relax the foot. Left leg. You're going to turn that left leg perpendicular. Good, so you're now facing the long edge of the mat, and your right leg is remaining where it is. Nice and straight. Arms out to the side. Right hand comes to the right leg. Lift your left arm up and over. We're just going to slide down the leg. So big old stretch. Now here, remember, shoulders down the back, reaching over and out. Instead of collapsing in. Good. And then you're going to come back up. And I'm going to bring the left hand down to the mat. Reach the right arm up and over. Good, so take your time getting there. Just a big old stretch. Just because it feels good. It's allowed to just feel good. Good, pull yourself slowly back up. You go ahead and bend that right knee. Bring the hands down to the mat. Step back to that tabletop pose. Opposite side. So now we're going to step that left foot forward to come into that lunge. Standing on the right knee. Good. Sink into the lunge, arms up and overhead. Right toes can be curled under, or you can be on the top of the right foot. Take a big breath in. Exhale, come down. Press the hips back. So we're straightening that leg. Right hip above the right knee. Left leg is straight. Left foot is flexed. Inhale, get nice and tall and long. Exhale, over the leg. Now, if you need to bend the left leg to access this pose, bend the left leg. I'd rather see you get long here. You'll still feel it, trust me. Good. Inhale, come up. You're going to go ahead and turn that right leg perpendicular. Come up to standing on the right leg, straight left leg, so that left heel is on the mat. Reach your arms out. Left hand, left leg, flip the right palm over, slide out and over. So that same thing, even though we're folding into our left side, try to keep on. How do you do that? You might pull your hip back and under you. You might come up and over a little bit more. You might let that left shoulder slide. Yeah, and calm yourself out. And come all the way up and through. Right hand comes down to the mat. Left arm reaches up and over. Big old stretch. We're almost done, guys. Good. Come all the way up. You're going to bend that knee. Go ahead and turn that knee back. Both knees come down to the mat. And you can cross your ankles, sit back, and extend your legs straight. Or you can just find your way in a seated position, however the hell you want to get there. It does not have to be pretty. It just has to be effective and safe. I'm going to turn this way so I don't go blind. All right. Legs are long. No. It's all good. Press the legs into the mat. Sit nice and tall. Shoulders down the back. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, reach out and over. So we're using our abdominals to pull us out and over. And then with a nice straight back, we're going to bring our hands down wherever they reach. So it could be our ankles, it could be our toes, it could be our shins. We get nice and long here. Take a big breath in. Exhale, we're just going to ragdoll. So just see how your body pulls when you're not actively engaged. This is obviously a very passive movement. Good, now walk the hands back towards you. Slowly let the head come up. Give the legs a shake. We're coming into reverse tabletop. Yeah, actually, do you mind? I'm sorry. I'm such a diva. All right, so reverse tabletop. So we're gonna bend our knees. Our hands are gonna come behind us with our fingertips facing forward. Roll the shoulders back and puff up the chest. Good. Then you're going to press into your feet and hands at the same time and start to bring your hips up off the mat, rolling the shoulders back. Good. Chin can stay on the chest. If it's comfortable for your neck, if it does not hurt, you can let the head fall back. But roll the shoulders back. Keep lifting the hips. Good. And then slowly lower the hips down. Good. Go ahead and come out of those shoulders for a second. Good shake. All right, Jani Shirshasana because I love it. Right foot. So we're going to bend the right knee and bring the sole, turn so you guys can see, sole of the right foot to the inside of the left leg. So we're sitting tall. We're pressing that left leg into the mat. And we're going to line up our sternum. So that midline of the body, we're lining it up with the left leg. So it already feels like a slight twist. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Again, strong abdominals. You're going to pull yourself out over, over, over. And eventually bring the hands down to the toes, the ankle, the shin. But when you're here, I want you to keep imagining as if the crown of your head was going to extend beyond your toes. Also, it's appropriate to bend your knee if you need to here. Crown of the head extends beyond the toes, and there's a slight rotation of the right rib cage towards the left leg. And the second you do that, you're going to feel it through your right hip. So that right quadratus lumborum and piriformis, which are kind of hard to get to, which is why I have you in this weird position. It's helpful. You should feel in your hamstring too, likely. Okay, take a big breath in. Exhale, ragdoll. So again, since we're passive, just see how your body naturally pulls. And I don't want you to judge it like it's a bad thing. It's not a negative thing. It's just where your body is. Just take that moment of feedback to see where you are. Okay, walk the hands back towards the body, sitting all the way up. Go ahead and straighten that right leg. Give it a shake. I'm going to turn so you guys can see this side. Right leg is straight, left leg. Left knee bends, sole of the left foot to the inside of the right leg. Sit tall. Center line lines up with the right leg. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, out and over, 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 over. Straight back. Hands come down where they will. So I'm really barking about the straight back, but if you're coming into it like this, you're feeling a stretch, but you're not feeling it through your hamstring. You're feeling it through your back. Or if you might not be going as far as you want, but you have this length, you are getting into your hamstrings. Just facts, Jack. Remember that slight rotation of that rib cage towards the leg, left rib cage towards the right leg. Big breath in. Exhale, ragdoll. So notice how your body pulls. And walk your hands back towards you. Good, go ahead and straighten that leg, give it a shake. All right, one more. Soles of the feet come together. I'm turning towards you. So cobbler's pose, butterfly pose, Baddha a pose by many names. Heels can be further away from your body if your hips feel tight. If you feel a little bit looser with your hips, just bring those heels closer. You're going to grab onto your toes. You're going to sit nice and tall. You're going to try to tilt the pelvis forward, which sounds really weird when I say it, but just trust me. If you sit tall, there's a slight tip of the pelvis forward, which is going to force the muscles of the groin, the inner thighs, to relax so you can come out with a nice straight back out and over. We're doing a few versions, so if you don't feel like you're going as far as you really want, it's totally cool, because we're going to change in a second. You can use those elbows if you want to push the legs down, but do it gently, do it kindly. You are not at war with yourself. Good. Now you're going to start to pull in the belly button. I'll turn to the side so you can see. You're going to start to pull in the belly button. You're going to start to arch the back. I'm actually telling you to arch the back. And you're going to bring your forehead towards that space between your feet, or at least in the direction of it. And again, you can use those elbows if you want to gently guide the legs down. But bring your chin to your chest. Keep pressing your belly button against your spine. And then you're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time, but you're going to keep your chin on your chest. So holding onto your toes, You're going to get as tall as you can here from your tailbone to the nape of your neck. And so that might mean pulling the chin back more. It might mean letting the shoulders slide down the back. It might mean squeezing the obliques. It could mean many different things to many different people, but find that length. Good, slowly lift the chin. Grab the outsides of the knees and create the knees together. You might want to shift forward on your mat if you slip off of it a little bit, because we're going to lie all the way back down. So you're lying on the mat, your head is on the mat ideally. If you have carpet, it's a little bit less stressful, but all right. We're going to do one round and one round only of bridge pose. So knees are bent, feet are parallel, and hips width apart. So remember, not hips width apart, two fists, hips width apart. Good. You're pulling the heels as close to your glutes as is suitable for your knees. So as tight as mine are, that might not be right for you, or you might be able to go further than me. But find something that feels right for you. You're going to go ahead and bring your arms to your sides, palms down, and you're going to press into your feet to lift your hips up off the mat, and you're going to come onto the backs of your shoulders and your head. Now you can stay here, keep pulling the belly in, keep pressing into the big toes, keep moving the heels as if you were trying to drag your heels towards you, and you're going to feel it a lot in your hamstrings, which is what I want. And if you hate me right now, it's perfect, because that's exactly what I want. That's what I'm going for. I know I'm doing it right when you hate my guts. All right, you can interlace your fingers underneath you if you want and drive your knuckles towards your heels. You can shimmy your shoulders under you more. I said one, I didn't say how long it was for. But keep your chin off the chest so you can breathe. The first responders are busy enough right now. We don't need to call them because you passed out on the floor doing yoga with me. Good, go ahead and relax the hands if you have them interlaced. You're going to go ahead and bring your arms up and overhead and let the hands fall behind you. And then just roll down one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. Good. You can bring your arms back down to your sides. Walk your feet as wide as the mat. So the outer edge of the feet line up with the outer edges of the mat. Both knees are going to fall over to the left-hand side. And you can keep your hands on your belly. You can bring them into cactus arms. You can bring them out in a T shape. Your choice. Option to gaze over your right shoulder. And if you want a little bit more, you can hook your left heel on top of your right knee. If you've hooked your left foot onto your left knee, unhook that foot. Bring your gaze back up to center. Slowly bring both knees back up to center. If you need to realign, take that moment. Opposite side, both knees fall over to the right. Or however you want your arms, you can do your arms. Option to turn your gaze over your left shoulder. Option to hook the right foot on top of the left knee. There's so many choices. If you've hooked that right foot on the left knee, take it off. Turn your gaze back up to center. Both knees come back up to center. We're going to do happy baby pose. And actually, I've got the luxury of turning in a way that you guys can see. So stay where you are. You're going to bring your knees up. Your hands come to the insides of your legs to grab the outsides of your feet. And you've got the ankle is going to be directly above the knee, and you're pulling the knees down to either side. Now, it might not look like this right away. It might look something more like this, and that's totally okay. What I'd rather see you do, if your feet are together and you can't pull them wide, just make sure your spine's really long here, because that's what we're going for. We're just trying to get that natural traction. And the rest of the other stretching kind of comes along with it. Good, release. Go ahead and hug your knees to your chest. A little bit of love, self-love. Curl up into a little ball if you want. Bring your forehead to your knees. Pull tight, tight, tight. Squint your eyes, clench your fists. Last bit of energy. And then let all the way back. Let your feet come down to the mat. Let your legs slide long. Okay, go ahead and find a comfortable position. So your legs can be long. If you rotate your palms up towards the ceiling, it opens up your chest slightly for a little bit of a deeper breath. If you have an eye pillow or a towel or a t-shirt you want to place over your eyes to block out the light. Then I'm going to talk you through Shavasana. So as you lie here with your eyes closed, each exhale is going to allow you to relax a little bit more of your body. So feeling the skin of your scalp relax. And as that skin relaxes, you start to feel it move over your forehead and that space between your eyes, and it smooths out. You feel it relax through the back of the head to that skin behind the ears. You feel that skin behind the ears straight back towards the mat. Feel your jaw release. Tongue touches the roof of the mouth. Teeth unclench. Feel the neck muscles unravel, which allow the shoulders to fall back heavy. Feel that heaviness move all the way down your arms, your shoulders, your biceps, your triceps, through your forearms and into the palms of your hands. As you exhale again, your awareness comes to your chest. And you feel a contentedness in your heart. A sweet happiness for being nurtured for just 1 hour of your day. Exhale again, and your awareness comes to your belly, and you notice all the tension dissolve away. Exhale again, and you feel your hip flexors and your glutes relax, your quads and your hamstrings. Feel the softness in your knees. Calf muscles puddle onto the mat beneath you. Softness moves through your ankles, your heels, the tops of your feet, the soles of the feet, and finally out your toes as you drop into your final and deepest relaxation. Stay here for as long as you like. If you want to come out of Shavasana with me, start to slowly come back into your breath. Slowly come back into your body by wiggling your fingers and your toes. When you're ready, you can reach your arms up and overhead and get that first thing in the morning stretch. And bend your knees, roll onto your side. Rest your head on your arm like a pillow. And enjoy this last quiet moment before we move on. Start to push yourself up to a comfortable seated position, sitting tall, eyes closed, hands at your heart in prayer. So just continuing with closing our practice with 3 breaths for 3 spirits. I feel like it's kind of a handy one right now. So starting with the first breath for the first spirit, which is the person that you love most in this world. So when you see that person's face, don't feel guilty about what face comes to mind. There's 7 billion people. It'll change a lot. Whoever that person is, you see their face, and you begin to inhale through the nose. Inhale, 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 inhale. Keep on sipping in more and more air, and then hold the breath at the top. Lower the head to heart, sealing it in. Sealing in this loving breath. Allowing this true, great, and deep love to replenish every cell in your body. And then lift the chin, exhale, let it go. The second breath for the second spirit. And this is the person that you do not love most on this earth. It's the person who's challenged you, who's hurt you, the person you'd rather not ever see again. And as soon as you can see that face, begin to inhale through the nose. Inhale, 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 inhale. Sip in more and more air. And then hold the breath at the top. Lower the chin to the chest. Sealing in this breath of forgiveness. Allowing true forgiveness to become part of who you are. And then lift the chin, exhale, let it go. And then finally, the third and final breath is for you as you see yourself. The things you're proud of, the things you'd rather nobody know, the things you regret, the things that you are so glad that you did. All of these things, whether you consider them good or bad, make up who you are, which is beautiful. And so I want you to take all of these pieces and begin to, again, inhale through the nose. Inhale, 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 inhale. Sip in your biggest breath yet today. And then hold the breath at the top. Lower the head to heart, sealing in this breath of acceptance. Accepting every beautiful, quirky piece of who you are. And then lift the chin, exhale, let it go. Go ahead and blink the eyes open. Thank you all so much for coming to practice today. It was my honor, it was my pleasure, and you guys are keeping me sane. So thank you very much. Go forth and be awesome. Namaste. By the way, I had a lot more stuff that I wanted to do with you guys, so we're gonna have to do this again. Thank you, bye!